ladies, and welcome back to my channel. If you happen to be new here, my name is Paula Pierre. I am a wife, I am a homemaker, and I'm also a certified wholeness coach and founder of Beautifully Made, and I'm so excited that you are here. So if you've been on my channel these past couple of months, you've seen that I typically post a weekly vlog, and I do love vlogging, and I see that you all really like the vlogs as well. So thank you so much for watching and commenting and supporting and sharing. And then I also, post a weekly video on Monday that goes in line with the blogs that I post on Wednesdays on my website, which is linked in the description box. But this week, instead of posting a vlog, I thought I would do a very impromptu kind of sit down, chit chat, open up my heart to you type of video. Again, this was not planned. This is actually Thanksgiving week, and I did not plan a vlog for this week intentionally, but today, just kind of thinking about the space of life that I'm in and the things that are that I'm kind of working through, I felt like it would be nice to come on camera and just really open up my heart even more to you ladies. And I would love to just kind of hear your feedback and how you have navigated this type of topic, right? So in today's video, we're going to be talking all about managing change. And originally my thought was to talk about it from the standpoint of relationships, like managing change in relationships. But that's just one part of it for me. I think the other part is just managing change in terms of, just like transition from, one kind of space of life into another, space of life, right? And how do we do that? Like, how do we do that without allowing the pressure of that change to, cause us to quit or just feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to manage all of this. Just how do we manage change? And I'm not even going to wait until the end of the video to say this, because I think that this is something that we all need to grab hold of, like now at the beginning, right? Of this, and the way that we manage change, or let me say it this way: you cannot manage change without the Lord. Like, you cannot manage change without the leading of Holy Spirit. You cannot manage change without a true relationship with the Lord, because it is through that relationship that the Lord gives us peace, right? My husband and I, we were driving back from being with family yesterday for Thanksgiving, and he said something that was just so profound, so profound. He said, all of us are a creation of the Lord. All of us are a creation of God, but not everyone is a child of God. When you're a child of God, that means you have a relationship with Him as your Father. And, sometimes we want the benefit of the relationship, but we don't want to really put in the effort to the relationship, right? So I just want to encourage somebody right now that first and foremost, it is so important for you to have a relationship with the Lord. Like, sis, you cannot go through this life without, making a decision, essentially, as to whether or not you really want to have that relationship with your Father, right? And it's not like any other relationship that you have or that you've experienced. It's something completely different. And it's true, sometimes what God's will is for us it may not look like what we envision for ourselves. And it may not look like that 5 or 10 year, 15 plan that we laid out for ourselves. But I can assure you that whatever God does for you, whatever God does in your life, whatever God does with you, it is always going to be for your best. Like, there is not one thing that God does that is mediocre, that is, him just doing something just to do something. God is very intentional about what he does, and how he moves through us. And so I just, want to encourage somebody to really think about, your relationship with the Lord and where you are, right? And ask the Lord, because to be honest, like, when it comes to your relationship with the Lord, the best way to kind of know where you are in that and where your heart is to ask the Lord himself. Like, is to just ask God, because the truth is that, everybody will have an opinion and all of that, but you really want to ask the Lord, like, Lord, show me my heart. Like, show me me. Like, show me the places within me that are not submitted to you, that are not surrendered to you. Show me the places in me where there's doubt, where there's unbelief. Like, show me the areas of my life where you are not Lord. Like, where I'm still relying on myself, or I'm still relying on, someone else or something else outside of you. Like, show me, and he'll show you. So let's get back to the topic at hand. But managing change, again, no need to wait to the end of the video. The best way to manage change is through your relationship with the Lord, because he's going to give you the peace. He's going to give strength. He's going to give wisdom. He's going to lead you in the way that you should go. And, for me personally, I'm dealing with managing change from two perspectives. From the relationship perspective, when I say relationship, I'm talking like friendship and family relationships, and then just life, changing my relationship status, going from single to married, and what comes with that, right? And having to really shift my mindset into the mindset of being a wife, and I'm gonna be honest, like, this season of my life is there's pressure here. There's sometimes feelings of overwhelm. There's sometimes feelings of confusion. There's sometimes feelings of disappointment and guilt, right? I've had moments of just being upset, like just being, straight up angry, right? But through it all, I go to sleep at night being so grateful for what God has done in my life. I go to sleep at night being so grateful for my husband, so grateful for life, so grateful for just what God is going to do, because I know his promises are true. Like, I know his promises are real. God doesn't lie. Period. He doesn't lie. He doesn't tease us. That's not God. That's not the Father that he is. Whatever God speaks, it will come to pass. Like, that's just what it is. It may not come to pass when we want it to, but it will come to pass, right? And sometimes when you are going through seasons of change, the enemy, and really sometimes it ain't even the enemy, like, it's just our emotions that will make us feel like we're not moving ahead, right? It'll make us feel like we're stuck when we really are moving, right? But the pressure, sometimes our emotions will say, am I even going in the right direction? Like, am I supposed to be feeling this pressure? Am I supposed to be losing, or not losing, but am I supposed to, be experiencing, friendships ending, or, a job change? Like, am I supposed to be experiencing this? And so sometimes we feel like if everything is not going in a positive way, then we must be going in the wrong direction. But what I want you to understand is that when you are in the will of God, and God is trying to move you from one place to the next place, you have to understand that because He is such a good Father and He wants the best for you, He is going to make sure that you don't carry anything unnecessary into the next season of your life. Right? He's going to make sure that you are positioned right where you need to be to enter into that next space of life, into that next season of life. And so we have to be okay with not just the promise, right? And receiving the promise and the blessing, but we got to be okay with the process of that, right? Which is where the whole managing change thing comes in. Because for me personally, I've been having feelings of just feeling guilty. Like, man, okay, I've been married for, almost 2 months, and I feel like I haven't done great at all with managing, relationships and calling people and all of that. And, I just feel like, oh my gosh, I feel horrible. I feel terrible, and in the midst of that, trying to, adjust, really into married life, and, really get settled, and really just come into my own, as a wife, and feel confident in that area. Like, there's so much going on at the same time. And, yeah, but something that, my husband was talking to me about as I was sharing with him my heart is that, sometimes separation, sometimes separation is necessary, and, we don't want to separate from what we've known. We don't want to separate from, what's been comfortable to us, or, just what we're used to. But again, when God is trying to take you from one place to the next, like, you got to be willing to separate from some stuff, or from some people. Like, you have to be willing to do that, because there are just certain things you can't carry into that next place. There are certain people that can't go with you, into that next place. And this is why it goes back to what I said in the beginning, having a relationship with the Lord is so important. It is so important, because when you have Holy Spirit, and you allow Holy Spirit to be the guide and the teacher, and to fully operate and function within you, and play the role that He is within you, like, He will lead you. He'll tell you what to do. He'll give you the instruction. He'll help you to see the reality of things, right? And it doesn't mean that our emotions about that separation, or that divide, or whatever, it doesn't mean that emotionally, we don't feel that. You could feel that, but because Holy Spirit has revealed some things to you and is guiding you, there will be a acceptance and a peace that comes with knowing that, okay, this may not feel good, but I understand that it's necessary. Like, it's necessary, and, we have to be willing to just let go, right? Like, just let go and understand that, we don't know the whole story. We don't have a bird's eye view of our life. God does. And not only does He have a bird's eye view, He's the one who gave us life, right? He's the one who laid out our path before us. before even one day of our life. He already had everything laid out, and so he's the best one to help us manage the change, right? To help us go through transition and not crumble, not lose sight, not lose faith, not lose hope, and so again, I hope that me sharing my heart in this video encouraged you in some way and spoke to your heart, for you to know that the Lord is with you, right? Like, the Lord is with you. You don't have to figure this life out by yourself. You just don't. But you have to be willing to relinquish the control, because God is not going to get in the ring with you and fight you on relinquishing control. Like, he's not going to do that. We have to willingly lay down the control, willingly lay down the plan, willingly lay down the desires of our heart and say, all right, Lord, here you go. Here's everything. I give it over to you. Now, have your way. What do you want me to do? We got to be willing to give it up. Sincerely, give up the control and trust God. Because everything that he does is for our good, is for our best. And he's never, ever, 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 ever going to steer us in the wrong direction. But if you don't know him, if you don't have a relationship with him, you're not gonna give up control to somebody that you don't know. Right? Like, would you allow somebody to get behind the wheel of your car and you don't know them? Probably not. Why? Because you don't trust them. Simple. I don't know you, and therefore I don't trust you. But when you get to know somebody and the trust begins to build, you'll let them drive your car. You'll let them watch your house while you go on vacation. The point is that you build trust through relationship, through intentionality, right? And so maybe the reason why you struggle with trusting God is because there's a disconnect in the relationship, right? Where you really get to know him. And the more, I would say this too, the more that you are obedient to the instruction of the Lord, the more your trust begins to build as well. Because again, you being obedient to the instruction of the Lord requires you to let go of that control. It requires you to say, all right, I'm going to do things your way. You want me to pack up my stuff and move? I'm going to do it. That requires you to say, yep, I'm not even going to ask any questions. I'm not even, I'm not even going to write out some elaborate plan. I'm going to do what you told me to do. So anyway, ladies, I just, wanted to make this video. And, again, I hope that it spoke to some part of your heart. I would love your feedback on how do you manage change, and what part of this video really spoke to you. Are you in a season where you're trying to manage change and, you're really trying to trust God, and have faith and hope in him, during this time? I would love to hear your thoughts. All right. Thank you so much. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.